Okay, hello everybody and welcome to the Mixed Fruit Open Tournament number 4. We're at the finals here. We've got a TVZ Eye versus Moonrise, and this is a best of 5 finals for the grand prize of €20 I believe it's up to now, which is always good to see. This tournament is just growing. I'm a big fan of Mixed Fruit. If you don't know about them, mixedfruit.org. They are a free coaching community in Europe, and really just about having a good time more than anything else. And they do run these weekly tournaments. If you want to participate, head on over there and you'll find information on the forums. I am joined by Saber. If you'd like to say hello, Saber.
Hello, how are you doing?
Wow,
I'm very shy.
That was the most bland hello in the history of hellos. But yes,
Well, what do you want me to say then? Like, hello, my name is Seba, how you doing, sir? Would you like a cup of tea?
Yeah, that would be much better, although mildly offensive. I don't know if that's meant to be an insult directed at my heritage or not.
No, it's not, no, it's nothing like that. Nothing at all.
Anyway, we're just sitting in the lobby at the moment waiting for the game to start, which should be in a second. And there we go, it looks like the players are ready, and no, Moonrise is saying one more sec, so this will be starting in a minute. The first map is Shikura's Plateau. I believe was chosen by a player elimination at this point.
It was, yes. In before 11-11 racks, results in early rage quit. This will be what happens the entire series. I'm willing to bet like 3-0, 11-11 racks.
Alright, well I'll take you up on that bet. This is...
I was only kidding, please. I don't have money to spare.
Commenting on the semi-finals of Eye that we saw where he 2-racked Zerg opponent twice and managed to bunker a quit out of his opponent, I guess is the right way to phrase it. Okay, so here we go. We have Eye spawning in the bottom left position as the purple Terran, and Moonrise is the beige Zerg / pink Zerg. Haven't quite decided on that yet. In the bottom right position. Is going to be close air spawns, and really, I mean, as I was saying earlier in the tournament, this is, I think, my favourite matchup at the moment, just because of how subtle the mid-game timings are. It generally comes down to that one mid-game push where the game is decided, and everything before then is just building up to players trying to delay the other enough so that they win the fight when it comes. Okay, we don't have anything too interesting at the moment. Moonrise is going... Oh no, there's the Overlord. I misclicked on that. I thought he might be going for an overpull or something, but Overlord was normal. Everything is doing exactly as planned, as his Scouting Overlord is going to get there fairly soon. See Eye's build, which really I'm expecting a 2-racks, as Saber said. Saber will be able to comment more, I guess.
Actually, no, he's stacked up SCVs on the command center right now, so he's going to go for a command center first.
Very interesting. Yep, and we see that Moonrise is going for the usual 15 hatch, 15 pool. Interesting little tidbit of information for those of you who didn't know. A 16 hatch 15 pool gets the pool done earlier than a 15 hatch 15 pool. The difference is so small that it's basically meant to be pool. Whoa! Moonrise is going for gas before pool.
And that command center placement.
Yeah, this command center placement is really sensible. I like it. He doesn't really need it for anything other than producing SCVs and making an orbital initially. And this is going to allow him to wall in really easily and then really safely. Try breaking down a 1500 HP wall. It doesn't really work.
Indeed, so a little nice, guess you could call it a bit of I forgot the word. It's just something nice for people who don't already know that you could do this, basically.
Yeah. The improved mining that you get when you're under, well, if you've got both gas, it would be roughly 28 probes, but generally 22 probes on, well, 22 workers on minerals. Sorry, you can see my obvious Protoss bias coming through. But 22 workers on minerals, you only really start to lose minerals on saturation after you have 22, so you don't generally need to mine from a second base for quite some time really, and this is just going to keep them ultra safe against any early Zergling or Baneling play. Now Moonrise is getting speed. This gas before pool build is really quite greedy, and I mean he really would have struggled to hold the 2 racks there, which is interesting given that Yside 2 racks in quite a few of his previous games. I don't know if Moonrise had access to those replays or saw what happened, but as it turns out, this is going to be a big advantage for him, as he's going to get speed up super early, and will be able to control the map quite comfortably with that.
Indeed, so we should be able to at least see some form of macro game from both the players, and not a game ending super fast, but...
Ooh, interesting. Yseye is going for 3 racks at his front and is showing his opponent these 3 racks. So, I mean, that rules out a lot, and really this should make Moonrise feel quite safe for a fair amount of time, just drone up, because he knows there's not any sort of Hellion or well, you don't really see Banshees anyway these days, but no Hellion coming, which is the main problem for Zerg generally.
Indeed, we have a Balin Nest just about 80% away from completing right now for Moonrise, so you may actually try to get a bit aggressive, or he may have it on standby after seeing the 3 barracks.
Yeah, I think this is purely reactionary and a very smart move. Marines without Stim, and he saw no tech lab, they're not going to be able to do anything against even 2 Banelings placed on creep. And Moonrise is getting that creep spread up, which is going to help him. Yseye does have a slight timing here, but I mean with 12 lings in production, it really is a big slight timing, and there we go. These Marines are going to be forced out fairly comfortably. Probably going to be a fairly even trade, maybe slightly favouring Yseye, but nothing too significant either way.
Well, I like this little move by Yseye. He's going to lose the Marines eventually, so he tries to throw them away to see if his opponent took a fast third, which I don't think is common in TBZ anyway, but
yeah,
you never know.
Yeah, and I mean it does force those Zerglings, which is always a good thing, and if you're trading cost efficiently and forcing Zerglings instead of drones while you're doing your job against a Zerg opponent. What is also good about that is I think that Yseye saw that really early Banelings. There were Banelings morphing at the top of the ramp when he moved up there. You may or may not have seen them, but that should give him some indication of the tech path that his opponent has chosen to take.
Indeed, and as a result we see 2 factors going down in the main base, one with a tech lab researching Blue Flame at the moment, so he certainly is expecting his opponent to go for some very Zergling, Baneling heavy plays right now.
Indeed, though this is interesting because Moonrise is getting the macro hatch as well, but taking a very early third with it. Generally, when you see an early third, it's really the more of a macro hatch being placed at the 3rd location so that it's useful later. But I mean, he is going up to all full gas geysers, so we should expect to see a Spire thrown down as soon as this layer is done morphing. But that is a very early third against Terran, and these Hellions can cause some fairly significant issues. This is a very interesting transition into late Hellions, and I must say I really like it.
And well, yeah, that's it's not much you could add to that, but as you said, the Helions are actually wow, one of them gets lost, and Zayden's did a nice surround there, but at this point I'm not too sure that taking a fast third so quick like the Zerg state is going to be very a good move. Basically, you'll need to build quite a few more Zerglings than if you took a third a bit later, and to make sure that there are no more Helions that do cause a bit of problems, because as you can see, he's only got 1 Spire, Spine Crawler, and that's covering the entrance to his natural.
And Blue Flame is done now. Moonrise should have seen that with the Hellions attacking that Zergling on the Watchtower, and the Spire is nowhere near done. I mean, generally you only take your third after your Needlisks are out for this exact reason. These Blue Flame Hellions are going to have basically free range on the worker lines of Moonrise. Perhaps expecting no Hellions having seen that 3 ranks play, deciding to take the early third, and really wonderful bit of gameplay by Yseye to get these late Hellions.
Indeed. Oh, he finds the Banelings that trying to morph in. Ooh.
Bailing speed has just finished. That is huge for Moonrise. That could make the difference between living and dying here. Doesn't have any. Oh, the spy's not quite done yet.
Oh, the Bailings are they lined up the Marines. One Bailing. Oh,
big hit on those Marines, but he needs another Bailing to finish it off. And yeah, this third is absolutely dead, as are all the drones with it. And not the best position for Wiseye. He does have, well, only 2 nucleus on the way now. He had to sink quite a lot of gas into those Bailings. He could potentially get 4 more, but yeah, no, there we go, saving the gas for Bailings. He does have Bailing speed, and with no medevacs out, these Marines really can't afford. Oh, they don't have stim anyway. So, oh, look at Wiseye. Spreading the Marines, he knows what's coming, and basically just saying to Moonrise, good luck taking your third, buddy. And Moonrise is going to move up
the Bailings.
Not the best decision. Bailings are going to kill very cost inefficiently. Oh,
they're not even actually rolling into the target. Wow.
How bit of a miscontrol there from Moonrise, losing several Bailings basically for free.
Showing them good lists.
Yeah.
But you'd expect them to be out anyway by now. But still, it's just a really nice timing there. Wiseye, hey, he knew that his opponent was playing a bit too greedy and just punished him entirely, and there's nothing Moonrise could do about it.
Yep. And if we look at Wiseye's base, he does have his 3rd orbital command up, and his siege mode is done. Stim is just about to finish. No upgrades on the Marines, but he does have a double engineering bay going and an armory going, so 3 upgrades being researched simultaneously. And really, here we go with the basically standard 3-tank push. Oh no, this is not actually a 3-tank push, he's just wanting to secure a 3rd. He knows he's far ahead at this point, and he's just happy to take the macro lead and push himself further ahead. Very, very, very smart decision, although I do think that this tank push could potentially just wipe Moonrise out completely right now.
Indeed, you have Moonrise triple expanding as a desperate attempt to get back.
Yeah, and this is exactly why I think that Wiseye should be pushing here. Getting a macro lead and just investing the money into more money is all well and good, but really, if he doesn't scout these 3 hatches going down, it could be basically a free pass for Moonrise back up into this game. So we'll just have to see if he notices it and scans or pushes out because of it.
We have a starport, a late starport actually going down for Wiseye right now. They're in the main base, right next to a factory, and he's not got any any buildings to pre-make a reactor for the starport. So, but regardless of that, we actually have Wiseye moving it now with his Marines and his tanks pressing forward into this new base of Moonrise right now.
Yeah, very, very smart decision. I wonder if this was in response to a scan. It'd be nice if you could have some mechanism to track Terran scans as an observer.
That would be awesome.
But there we go. This well, really, I say 3rd. It's more of a 5th at this point, or even a 6th. As he does have these other 2 bases now complete up here. And I mean, the worker count is fairly similar, so Moonrise isn't too far behind on that, but really, I mean, 40 supply behind overall. That's just a massive army difference, as we see from the army tab. And Wiseye should probably just slowly and methodically push forward from here.
Indeed, and as you can basically see at this point, Moonrise is just trying to get whatever he can to help protect himself, but in the end, Wiseye's got a really, really nice production right now. 3 tanks and at least 7 Marines per round of units produced is a lot, but here we go. Moonrise just going for some nice building action from Wiseye right now.
He did manage to catch the tanks on siege, but Wiseye...
It's just not enough.
The first 2 volleys fell directly onto the Bailing group and took out nearly every single Bailing, and I accidentally clicked score screen. It popped up, so we didn't even get so much of that. But yes, very, very, very solid, well integrated play from Wiseye. That fairly late transition into Blue Flame Hellions was just absolutely brilliant move. Moonrise completely misreading what was coming and just was not prepared for it at all, in the slightest.
Definitely, and I was just talking to Wiseye after he said the game, and he just told me in his own words, that was my standard. So that
Nice.
is pretty interesting.
Nice. I like that build. I really do like that build. Very, 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 very solid. We'll just have to see if he does it again. And hopefully Moonrise will be prepared for this next one. But we're in the lobby for Game 2, so Game 2 is underway already. Antigua Shipyard was chosen by Moonrise. And really I can't say I blame them for this. Mutalisks are very, very, very strong on this map. Incredibly strong on this map, so it does sort of lend itself to good play for the Zerg. But there is always that issue of that if the Terran is able to secure the middle, it becomes very difficult for the Zerg to break it. Just tanks on this middle high ground area are a pain to deal with pre-Broodlord tech. Well, anyway, we have Moonrise spawning in the far right position as the pink/beige Zerg, and Wiseye spawning in the far left position as the purple Terran. And yeah, not too much more to say about the map, other than what's already been said. They have spawned in cross positions, so this should really encourage the late game oriented type of play, as if they had spawned, say, close positions this way, it becomes not too difficult for Wiseye to push out and deny this third very, very aggressively with tanks and marines. And it becomes quite awkward for the Zerg. He then has to take his third in this very, very, very far position by ground, and it just gets a bit messy. But Moonrise doesn't have to worry about that, as they have spawned in cross positions.
Indeed, we will probably be seeing Wiseye go for a more standard play yet again. Wondering if he opts to go for a no gas expansion, or instead he goes to grab a gas and does a Helion based opening. Interested to see what he chooses, but still, and he's going for
Yeah, he is getting the gas. So really, seeing the gas already basically says to me it's going to be some sort of Hellion play. There's not too much more. Okay, there are Hellion Marauder all-ins, and you once every sort of 500 games see Banshees right off the bat. But generally it's been that reacted Hellion, or even 2 factory reacted Hellion, or sometimes 3 factory reacted Hellion if Terran's feeling particularly crazy. So we'll just have to see what decision he makes. Moonrise has again gone for this 16 hatch, well 15 hatch and then gas before pool, which is, I mean, a little bit risky if the Terran really does get antsy about bunkering him up, as your pool is very, 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 very late, only just going down now around the 3-minute mark.
and he's actually sending a Marine into the natural of his ramp right now. I was actually expecting it to try to walk to the Sunliger Tower in the middle, because I'd usually say that as a Terran player in this sort of map, you can expect your opponent to go for some sort of hatch first build, which is sort of the norm anyway. And so it's a pretty good thing to do that, because you might actually be able to catch a stray Overlord. And even though it's such a rare chance, it's still worth it, because if you do, it really pays off.
Yeah, definitely want to be punishing a Zerg for clumsiness with his Overlords. And as you said, he has absolutely nothing to fear. He is just keeping them you're not supposed to be able to hear those. That's the NSL stream. He is keeping them here though, just to deny scouting. He doesn't want to reveal that he is going reacted Hellion, as the reactor is now almost finished. And really, this is just a solid, safe, generally good good build for Terran to go against Zergs. Really reasonable way of completely, in a safe fashion, putting on pressure to Zerg and forcing him to not build drones. Now Moonrise, again, continuing with the just greediness in his opening, has only produced 2 Zerglings so far. He's got 2 queens out, a third one is on the way. But other than that, it's been 2 Zerglings and nothing but drones. Here we go. Hellion's moving out across the map now. Good Zerg placement there by Wiseye. He's going to see that immediately. By Moonrise. He's going to see that immediately and be able to respond appropriately. And there we go. Spinecrawler going down. We'll just have to see. Oh, queens are getting into position to block. So he should be relatively okay. particularly with 8 Zerglings on the way and speed now done.
And here we
there
go.
we go.
Oh, actually, almost. Now, there we go, catching one of them off.
Almost gets around on both, but really I don't see this Hellion living too much longer versus 3 Zerglings, and it does go down.
2 of the other Helions are just standing, or rather positioned outside of the natural. And here we go, gonna try and dive the ramp, but the Zerglings are there. They're not retreating though. But, a bit of a miscontrol by Wiseye, trapping one of his own Helions.
Yeah.
Not really good.
But unfortunately. But I mean, still, what's more interesting than that really is that, okay, Moonrise has gone for this ridiculously early third now, and Wiseye is one base all inning. Moonrise hasn't even scouted this, that there's no expansion here. This Overlord really should be moving into position. You definitely want to at least check that there is an expansion there, because this is going to be brutal. I don't see him stopping a one base all in with an early third, and it does look like it's going to be, well, some sort of ladder strategy, because he is getting the medevac and a tank in siege mode. But yeah, no, Moonrise does need to scout this. Desperately needs to scout this, because he's just continuing to macro up and is not going to have anything really in position to deal with this. He's getting the Baning Nest now, but Baning Nest is not going to be all that helpful without speed when Wiseye is going for this laddering strategy. And I mean, really, just even the lack of bunkers here should be, or the lack of any sort of buildings or walling of any sorts should be an indication to Moonrise of what's coming. But he just hasn't seen it. He's expecting just continuation of Hellions and standard macro play, and I do feel he's going to be caught out.
Indeed, you have a few Marines and a medevac just running to the middle of the Silnaga Tower, and then the majority of the army following in tow, and well, Moonrise actually does see the other half of the army come along, so he may actually be able to know what's coming, but at this point in time, I don't think he's going to be able to prepare accordingly, because it's just such a pretty large army. But the fact is that, it's as you said, Moonrise is actually playing, almost expecting his Terran opponent to play standard as well.
Yeah. And this one base all in. Excuse me, is going to be brutal. Now, something I would like to point out about this map, something that is the most annoying thing in the world for a Terran to deal with. Oh, huge hits on the Baneling. Moonrise loses most of his Banelings, and really, I mean, that might be it for him. But something I do want to point out is that if you are going for this sort of laddering strategy, it's very, very good to just ladder tanks up onto this tiny little sort of semi-mid ground by the gas fence. And tanks placed there are just very annoying for us to deal with.
Well, this Zergling's charging in right now, trying to take out the tanks, but there's so many units for Wiseye at the moment.
Yeah, just way too much stuff. Complete misread of Wiseye's build by Moonrise, and well, he's paying for it. As even a Banshee being thrown in now for Wiseye is going to get sniped by the Queens, I think. No, does manage to save it. Third goes down, and Wiseye is still looking strong, pushing into the natural now. His tanks are very far back, they should really be moving up by now, because they're just not being helpful back there. And a lot of Banelings out for Moonrise, so this could be good. No stims, so the Marines are slower on creep than the Banelings, and this could be brutal. This could absolutely be brutal. Moonrise is just going to go for it.
Charge in there, but
the
tanks are doing a lot of damage.
So many Marines go down, and really, I mean, if Moonrise can macro up from here, it's 16 Zerglings in production. It might be enough.
Indeed, you have the Terran constantly reinforcing with his army right now. He intends to try and end it here and there, obviously, but still, I don't know, Moonrise might be able to just handle this push. If he can clean up the current tanks, he will be able to clean up the rest of the push, but I just think that Wiseye has put too much of a good position on Moonrise right now.
Yeah, really, I mean, he should know that this is just a one-place play at the moment by this point. And really, if he just gets a round of Zerglings and moves all the drones that is natural out with those Zerglings, he might just be able to clean it up. And here we go, Zerglings do spawn, lifted up by the medevac. In fact, very good save by Wiseye, but that doesn't need the tanks vulnerable, as the Zerglings go straight for them. And 2 tanks cleaned out. Will he get the third? It doesn't look like it. The SCVs are there now they're repairing. And that third tank is not going to die. And really, Moonrise just being worn down bit by bit. And the Queen goes down.
There are no Queens at all now. And there's the GG with the smiley face.
So, currently 2-0 to Wiseye. By the way, I should apologise if at any point I say Wise Rye or Wise Rise or Moon Eye or some mixture of the two players' names. I hope it's clear from the context which player I mean. Okay, so we should be going to the third game now. 2-0 lead for Wiseye means that Moonrise has to win this next game or he is out. He basically has to 3-0 Wiseye now to take the tournament. And this is, well, the prize pool is built up to 20 euros now, so certainly a non-trivial taking for a friendly little tournament. And all of that is on the line. There is no prize for second place, so Moonrise needs to pull some magic out of the hat to get himself back into this, basically.
Indeed. And I mean, with such a lead of 2-0 already, Wiseye can afford to botch up a game or two already.
Yeah. It looks like MLG Dual Sight is the chosen map. Bit of an interesting one. I don't really like this map for Zerg against Terran, but then again that is just personal preference, but there's so many sort of sneaky little bits of shenaniganry that Terran can do on this map, and it can be quite difficult for a Zerg to defend a third. So we'll just have to see how it goes, I guess.
Indeed, we will have to see.
Okay, so game starting up, and on the green side we have Moonrise that has the pink Zerg again, and on the fire side, or the awesome side as it's more commonly known, Wiseye is the purple Terran. I love this tile set. I wish it was used more, other than non-shitty crap maps that Blizzard introduces to Bloodpool and then takes up 2 months later. But anyway, again, sort of an interesting map. This tends to be a very, very hyper-aggressive map. We very, very, very rarely, in fact, I don't think I've ever seen a game going late game on this map. Oh, I lied. Demaga recently did it against Braddock against in the ASL finals. But it's just very, very, very rare that it even makes it up to Hive Tech because of how open the structure is and how few bases there are. So we'll just have to see what the players decide. Now, the fact that Moonrise chose this suggests to me that he's going for some sort of early bust, either with Roaches or Bladings, just because of how wide this natural is. It's one of the widest naturals in the game. And I really can't think of many other reasons why you would have chosen it, but I don't know. What's your read on that?
I don't really know either, but I assume that would be the overall goal of why I chose the map, but it seems to be going for a hash first again.
Yeah.
And we can have we can see that Wiseye is going for an 11-11 Rex yet again, and if Moonrise plays a very, very late pool and gets gas first, I think we may see a repeat of the third game of the semi-finals where Wiseye did a quick bunker rush and just forced to leave out of his opponent, and there we go, there's the extractor.
Exactly. So yeah, this is going to be very, 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 very tricky. One thing I would like to point out that is quite subtle, I really like Moonrise's Overlord path. So many Zergs just send the Overlord straight over to basically try and get them to this little patch of high ground here. And we've seen time and time again Terrans lift their first racks and snipe that Overlord, and it's quite brutal for the Zerg to deal with. So I do like this scouting position, just playing it safe. That Overlord's definitely going to be out of reach of Marines by the time they get there. 4 SCVs coming, pretty much as expected, and he's going to lower this racks to the low ground now. Very, very, very smart move. That's going to save him so much on Marine rally time. With this late pool, this could be difficult for Moonrise to deal with. We'll just have to see how he handles it. Only 5 drones transferred as well.
Double Queen started and only 2
we're gonna see the 3. Yes, we are.
Oh.
But the creep has blocked it.
The creep actually blocked it.
Oh, so conventional bunker rush coming from Wiseye. He was planning on placing 3 bunkers to completely block off the ramp, and prevent reinforcements, but the creep was there in time. Moonrise doing the smart thing in this position. He's not going to have Zerglings out in time. He's going to have to deal with this push with drones. It's a good micro so far, getting a surround on the wings. That is pretty big, but Moon managed to slip out, losing quite a few drones now. The bunker does go up, and Zerglings are out, but they're not doing anything.
There are actually 4 Marines. They're going to actually try and dart right into the bunker.
And an Overlord gets caught in the fray. This Overlord could be huge if it goes down.
He's even salvaging the bunker. 3 SCVs come down. A Queen gets sniped. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. And
2 more racks.
Moonrise will hold, but oh no, it won't hold. Significant damage done. Even in the face of it, having basically nothing mining for such a long period of time is always going to cost you. And down to 9 supply, these 4 Marines are pretty much going to just clean them up, unfortunately, and we're seeing a very, very, very quick game 3. But credit to Moonrise, he's not giving it
Also he is.
So there we go, a 3-0 from Wyzai, taking down the tournament in spectacular fashion. And congratulations to him. This was the Mixed Fruit open tournament, I guess I should say, number 4. It's no longer an in-house tournament, so open house doesn't quite make sense. But yes, big thanks to Mixed Fruit for hosting it. Mixedfruit.org, if you've never been there, definitely go there. No matter what level, it's just a friendly community of people helping each other up and providing free casting. I mean, free coaching, not casting. Casting's that other thing, although that's provided too, I guess. But Wyzai does manage to take the tournament and wins the €20.
Indeed, with a pretty spectacular play from Wyzai, I must say. Really nice calculated build at the start on Shakur's Plateau. Just really punishing this greeted play, but then following up with a bit more conventional, cheesy and punishing play in the second and third games. But regardless, still pretty impressive.
Yep, indeed. So, congratulations to him. And yes, thank you guys for watching. And thank you Saber for co-casting. Can't forget that.
Thank you. My co-casting is so bad today. Unusually, even more bad than normal.
It's okay. It was good. Thank you for doing it. It's always better to have someone with you, so you don't sound like a complete dickhead. Thanks, guys.